Okay, Miss Malachi, we have made it. We have finally got to go live. Everyone, I just want to let y'all know that I was experiencing technical difficulties on trying to go live at 6 p.m. tonight. For some strange, ungodly known reason, StreamYard was saying that it was extremely busy. So they were trying to get other people in to help go live. So I apologize for not being live at 6. And I don't know what's going on with the time with all this different stuff with this census change. Everybody's getting notices at different times. So um, we're going to see if we get a few more people in here and stuff because I've got some news to share and I'm waiting on some people to show up. And Mr. JW, hi. Hi,
Hey,
Arkwild man. Thank you, sir. Well, I finally got it to go live, JW.
did you?
Yeah,
All right.
we're up and running. Uh, Arkwild man popped in the chat room, so uh, thank you for stopping by, Art. Um, Waiting to see if anybody else stops in. I don't know if anybody else was having issues earlier with StreamYard and talking about it was extremely high volume. I've never had that happen before, but there's a first
Yeah.
time for everything.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, wild man, how you doing? Hey, Malachi.
I
Did it finally stop raining out there in Arkansas? I know the Backwoods and Prepping was talking about all the rain and stuff out there. He said he was going to go cut yards earlier today, but decided not to because it continued to start raining again, which we've had pop up showers here off and on today, too. And I might have to turn my heat back on.
It's like summer over here. We've had 3 days of sunshine, and the warmest was today. And I didn't even have a jumper on, and I was out doing gardening all afternoon.
That's
Nice.
good.
Hmm.
That's good.
That's good. Malachi was talking about your garlic plants there, JW.
Oh yeah.
Um, I don't know if Miss Deb's going to show up on the stream yard or not, um, and I don't know who else is going to show up in the chat room. I wish the ladies would all show up because we
Oh
got
yeah.
good news to share.
That's
Is
Miss
that your
Zucchini
zucchini?
and my
Oh,
tomatoes
Okay.
nice.
sitting sunny windowsill.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, Art, I'm sorry to hear that y'all were still getting rain out there. Hi, Miss Deb. Oh, okay. She said she can't get her um, computer to work. Oh, it says device not connected, Deb. She's back here in the StreamYard, but it says her device is not connected. Uh-oh. She just clicked out. Hi,
What's
Marcy.
what's 72 times 3?
72 times 3.
Yeah.
Well, 3 times 2 is 6. Um, 3 times 7.
216.
You want-
Yeah.
Oh, I got 216 tomato seedlings set. You
Oh,
know.
my goodness. Glad to see you, March. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, or even says 216.
Yeah. I wonder if it just hit me. I wonder if Northern Ireland, I wonder if the teachers teach the same kind of arithmetic over there that they do over here. You know.
I'm not sure.
Hmm.
I haven't a clue.
Hmm.
I know now
Oh.
our computer system over here was better than the American version, but we had to convert. Yeah.
Good
Hey,
evening,
Deb.
sweetie.
Hi.
Hi.
Debs.
Whew.
Are you okay, honey?
Yeah, long week.
You know what? I'm gonna make an observation about Deb here. Every
Workaholic.
time I see her, she's always got her glasses on. She's always got earphones on, and I swear, she always looks like she's in a cockpit of a plane or something. Radio tone for liftoff.
I can't. I have to have my glasses unless I put my computer across the room.
Oh, okay. Oh, and some good news here. Deb's going to jump out of a plane with me, by the
That's
way.
right.
Uh-oh. Oh, you're bolder than I am.
And we're going to watch a horror movie before we do.
Oh.
Well, alrighty then. I see you. I don't know if she's going to show up. She does have the link. I had it scheduled to go at 6 p.m. And JW and I were back here and he was trying to show me how to share a link, but he's going to share the link and I'm just going to show it up here. But we were waiting to see if a few more people come in the chat room so we could share some good news with everybody. Hi, JH. Thank you, honey, for popping in. I'm going to start crying again if I start talking about it. So
It's good though. It's good.
Okay.
It is. Y'all are going to love it. Y'all are just going to love it. And because my heart was full of joy when I saw the video yesterday, and it's a blessing, and we owe it all to the Lord. And but it's.
I'm going to
Go ahead, JW.
I was going to say, what you're about to see is an individual doing something that they really struggle with and have decided to do. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I'm going to show it to you. And this person is really struggling hard to do this, and they did it, and she was just inspired through people, but it was really through God that helped her. So it's a wonderful thing. And so I will let me put it through for you, Miss Kim, and then let me know when it's up, and then I will tell everybody who it is. Okay. All right. Let me share.
Welcome, Suburban. And Pam D, thank y'all for joining us. I'm glad that y'all were joining us. I'm sorry I was experiencing technical difficulties earlier. So I tried for 20 minutes to get StreamYard going at 6, but it was refusing. So I had to reset it for 7. So it's over here, JW.
All right. Whenever you get it up, I'll hit play.
Okay, you're gonna have to give me a minute because I'm gonna have to get a tissue because I know I'm gonna cry again.
Okay.
But they're happy tears, y'all. They're happy tears.
Yeah. This person, it's really they got determined to do this, and they did it with God's help. That's the way I see it. So.
Yep.
So.
Okay, if everybody's ready, then we will play it, and we'll play it again or time or two.
Yeah. I'll play it once, and then after they watch it, then I'll tell them who it is.
Okay, here we go.
All right. Well, it already says it up there. No, I can't see it. You see this person walking right here on a walker? Y'all, that is ICU.
I
right
knew
there.
it. I knew it.
It's like,
Oh, bless her heart.
That is Michelle ICU. Got inspired by God to do that. And hang on just a minute. Somebody's knocking at my door. Just a minute.
Oh,
Good for her.
praise the Lord. Oh, I just cried yesterday when I saw that video. My heart was just so overwhelmed with joy, y'all.
Good for
You just don't know.
her.
mhm.
Well, how long
And I
has it
wish
been?
she did that yesterday.
No, I mean that she's not been out walking.
Oh, I'm not for sure. JW may know more. But I know she said that her doctor, she had talked with her doctor and stuff. And again, I'll let JW explain a little bit more on that and stuff. And my heart was just overwhelmed with joy for her. And
Oh,
I wanted to let everybody know. I just wanted to shout it from the rooftop. And then I'm like, no, I was going to go live last night. And I said, no, I'll wait until Wednesday. And if she wants us to share it, we'll share it. And so, and I called JW, and she was on the phone with JW when I called. So,
oh,
and I was like, he's the only one I could call. So I don't think she'd get mad if I talked to him to see if he got the video too, which I know he did. So,
oh.
That's brilliant. That's a start.
So-
That's a start.
Wow.
she's spending time with her mom because her mom is in town. And she said that she probably wouldn't be here, but we could share the video.
Good for her.
So,
Ah,
Can you play it again?
JW has to do it. He's sharing it from his screen because when I try to share stuff from my screen, it wants to show everything that's on my computer. I have not learned how to do. It's just my kids do it. So y'all just give him a minute. He'll be back. Yeah, that is wonderful news. And so,
ah,
She'll feel brilliant getting out in the sunshine, in the air, and getting her vitamin D levels and all that. Getting the strength back.
yeah,
to
I
play.
told her, I told her, I said, I loved it watching the wind blow in your hair as you're walking down that sidewalk. And I just busted out in tears.
Mhm.
I appreciate her so much sharing that video with me. And I was like, I want to send it to Deb, and I want to send it to Malik. I want to send it to everyone. I want to share it. I want to shout it.
Sorry, y'all. Somebody was knocking at my door. But I'll play it again for you. This is just amazing. This lady's walking with God's help right here. And she did it today too, y'all. Yeah, she did it today.
Praise the Lord.
look at
Isn't that
her.
awesome?
JW, do you know how long it's been since she's been walking?
No, I do not.
Okay.
But yes, she said she texted me today, and and said yesterday she got in 1,634 steps, she said.
Oh my goodness.
And then today she said she got in 1,280. And she was upset about it. I said, no, don't beat yourself up. I said that 1,280 is towards the positive. You know, you did great.
Mhm.
Oh,
You know, so it's like Jim Cope always says. You know, one step forward is always is an accomplishment.
that's it.
Mhm.
You know,
Mm,
so
mm, mm.
yeah, it was. You know, God can do anything.
I know that's right.
I'm telling you straight up facts.
Mm, mm, mm.
I mean, he can do it.
Yeah.
You know, all these miracles that happened, you know, back in the Bible times, they still happen today.
Mhm.
And I can, because he's done miracles for me,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you straight up facts.
Yeah, people just don't give credit nowadays.
Right. That's right. You know, they think miracles have ceased, and they have not ceased.
Hmm.
They have not.
No.
I mean, I was in the Washita Mountains one time with these guys, and they was hanging on the side of the boat, of a flat bottom boat, and they decided they want to take a bath and hang on the side of the boat. Well, this one dummy, he decides to push on the front of the boat, and I wasn't really a good swimmer, so he pushes down the front of the boat, and water kind of came in. We're like, "Stop it, you idiot!" You know. So and then he done it again. He pressed down. This time the boat filled up, and I'm like probably 30 yards from the bank, and I wasn't that. I'm not that good of a swimmer. All right, so I'm struggling. I'm saying, God, would you please let me get to the bank? And as I was, whatever dog pound or whatever it was, as I was getting closer, I noticed that there was some kind of water snake or something swimming around the water. And I spotted some vines sticking out of that bank, and I knew if I could just get my hand on them vines and pull myself out of the water, I would be so glad. And as I was getting closer, I was seeing them snakes, and I said, God, you're gonna have to move them snakes out the way because I'm coming through. I don't need to get hit by them. I'm coming through.
Oh,
And they when I start getting closer, they just kind of just swam away like that. So you know, I just don't see how anybody can. There's people more that don't believe in God, and I can't. I just
right.
don't understand it. All you got to do is look out your window.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
right.
All you got to do is
Amen.
all you got to do is take a drink of water. Where'd the water come from? I got to be quiet. I'm gonna start preaching.
Yeah. You're all right. You're all right.
Mm, mm, mm.
But what did she say the doctor told her? What she say she told the doctor, JW,
Mm,
when she went to the doctor yesterday?
I'm trying to think. What'd she say?
She
What'd
said
she
something
say?
that she owed it all to about her
Oh,
getting up and walking.
oh yeah. She said that me and Kim inspired her to do that, and you know, okay, but I don't take the credit. God's the one. God's the
Yep.
one. You know what I'm saying? God is the
Amen.
one.
Yep.
Mm.
So
He said that was wonderful. That was good.
mhm.
And that he would like to, say his thanks and stuff to JW and stuff for giving her the inspiration and stuff to do that. And I think
Mm.
that's just awesome,
Mhm.
We'll be
you
getting her
know.
up for
And
on screen for a workout next.
Yeah.
we're not going to push it. We're not going to push it.
And you
We got to
know,
take it one step at a time, one day at a time.
and
You know.
she was probably, kind of fearful of trying to be careful while she did it, So the fact that she, God gave her the courage to do that is really,
Mhm.
you know,
And that other Okay, Marge, see, we will. Um, the fact that, that she got up and did that is just a blessing. And you remember that night we were talking about the truck drivers and stuff, and she's like, "Oh, y'all gonna make me have to get up out of bed?" Well, she actually walked from her bedroom to the living room without her walker. A short distance. I think she walked without her walker, maybe not. But she said, y'all gonna make me walk to the living room and stuff." So, and I was like, "Well, we weren't trying to get you up out of bed," but um,
She was actually
you
in
know,
bed that night, and we were talking, and we kept going, email ICU and tell her to, to come on again. And we kept doing it. The next minute she
yeah,
come on.
yeah. She was already in bed. Her husband was trying to go to sleep.
I just
But
want to tell Marge C that there's a fairly large difference between leprosy and shingles. She scared me.
yeah, I saw that and I was like, "Are you sure that's what you mean?"
I know. I was like, oh my God. Whew. Of course,
JH,
shingles,
thank you for being in here tonight, sweetie. Go ahead, Deb.
shingles are not anything to laugh about.
Mm-mm.
I've had them and they can be rough.
I heard they're painful.
They can be,
They are.
yes. If you get a big case of them, yes.
I knew this lady one time. She had them. She had them all over her face.
I didn't have them there, but I did have a patch of it break out on my back, and
Wrap around. Mm-hmm.
it was very uncomfortable. And my doctor is like, "Well, you need to get your medical records from the military base." I said, "Well, good luck trying to get them. They're deep down in archives somewhere from when my dad was in the military, showing that I had all them shots as a child." Uh, but I still ended up with the mumps, the measles, and the chicken pox, and got the mumps so bad that it got in my eyes to where I had to have 4 operations on my eyes as a child.
Mm.
So,
There's
I
a. Go ahead. I'm
having them.
sorry.
I must have been around 2 years old, and I can still remember getting up of the chair and the dizziness, and my head was swaying, and I had to lie down. I had to keep lying down. I couldn't sit up, and I got bored lying down. I can remember that, the pressure in your ears.
hmm yeah. They, Marge, they do have some strong antibiotics and some medicine that will help that. It just takes a little time for it to take effect to help that. And they also have some kind of new shot out, which I haven't had no shot, but I know after I took the antibiotics and the other stuff that my doctor gave me, within probably a week and a half, mine had cleared up. Thank goodness. I knock on wood. My head is made of wood, y'all. That's where I knock at all the time. So,
Is it shingles? Yeah.
yeah.
I had them
Phyllis.
sorted,
I'm sorry.
a few years ago, but they were
Okay.
internal, and I didn't know what it was. And this horrible feeling was going down my arm, as if something was moving in the arm, and it was scratching and rubbing and and it would start really bad at about 1 o'clock in the morning, and it would go on for about 2 hours. And I'm going, I don't know what the heck that is. And then it was a friend. She says to me, "That's a shingles." Here's me,
Oh,
seriously. And I had that for a couple of months. I just couldn't get rid of it. And then it would leave for a week or two and then back again. That went on for about 2 years, but I was really stressed at the time. And they
yeah.
say stress can bring it on. And then I smit Tommy with it. And
Yeah.
mine's internal, so it damages the nerves when it's internal. But his
Oh,
came
no.
out the back of his leg, just a line. and I think he had some on his back, a wee line in one part of his back. And I felt
Oh,
really
wow.
awful. May I smit you with that?
Yeah. What was you going to say about Phyllis there, JW?
Oh, she did a post on Facebook, and she needs some prayers for her health as well. I'm not gonna say what, tell her business, but that'll be up to her. But she needs some prayers for her health. I mean,
For healing as well, yeah.
yes, for really, really, really.
Okay. Y'all, I was just so excited. And I'm still excited. And you just have to have the faith and believe in the power of prayer. You know, hi, Sankoy, how are you? So, some of y'all may have missed the video that was shown earlier in the live stream. But if you want to share it again, JW, you're more than welcome.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
I said, all right, that's fine. I can. Hang on. Let me pull it up on my deal here. All right, let's see here. Let me share.
And y'all, after you watch the video again, we'll tell you who it is if you don't figure it out in chat.
Let me know when you're ready. Okay, you're ready. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Sankoy said she just watched the scary movie.
That was ICU, y'all. The ones that just came in.
Yeah. And she told JW that she did a little walk again today. So
Yeah.
praise the Lord. That is just awesome. So we wanted to share it with the group and stuff for her. And give all the glory to the Lord. So you're fine, Sankoy. My neighbors are raising Cain back here again. But y'all, I wouldn't plan. Y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about or anything? Deb, I had to see the expression on your face and Malachi's face. That's why I asked her to come back to stage.
Oh no, it's fine.
Remember we
When we get
had
done, I'm gonna send her an email.
remember we had the private chat and then we prayed. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's definitely answered prayer.
Oh, there it goes.
Yep. Definitely.
I have a question. How the heck do I open this?
What is it?
Cranberry juice.
I can't get it open.
Is it a white pull tab on the top?
Yeah.
Well, be careful you don't spill it on you.
Okay, Sensor.
Oh, let me tell you what I did. About 30 minutes before this come on, I had cooked me a couple of cube steaks, you know, and I had this I have these heat gloves. They're made out of some kind of silicone or something like this, and I had it in this hand, and I had my iron skillet in this hand, and I took it over the trash can to drain the grease out into the trash can, and I felt it sliding. I was like, oh man. So I tried my best to get it to the sink as fast as I could, and I got it right. I got right here behind me, and it slipped out of my hand, hit the ceramic floor, the grease come out of it. So,
Oh no!
and there ain't nothing
Did
worse.
you save the steak?
No, I'd already took them out.
Oh, okay.
Took them out, yeah. And it was starting to smoke, and I was trying to get it in the sink underneath some water so it wouldn't smoke, and then so the grease that was the little bit of grease, olive oil that was in it, sloshed out onto the floor. So I got a dish rag and tried to wipe it up, try to absorb it so I wouldn't be walking in it, and then I thought I got it all up good. No. Mm-mm. So now I've got a bath towel down here trying to soak it up because it's going to require mopping.
Yeah. Yeah, you better make sure you get it up good, or otherwise you walk across there with socks on and your butt's going to slide and fall and hit that floor.
Like,
That grease can be very slippy. Slippery.
Oh yeah.
Sincoy, I see what you're putting in the chat room there.
Yeah.
About the system. You know what I pray? And I know a lot of y'all pray along with me on this. I pray all that stuff just falls right down out of the sky. And then they won't have no system. However, we might not have no internet connection, but we got each other's phone numbers and address. We can go back the old-fashioned way.
Well, it's going to be falling. It says in the Bible, it's going to be falling from the skies. Look up.
And you know what? Having said that, me and Jim, we was studying the Bible on the phone and stuff, and Revelation, and it talks about in there. It talks about I think it was a rock that comes down and it hits the water. Did y'all remember reading that?
Mm-hmm.
Wormwood, and you won't believe this. We were talking about that just before we came on air, me and Miss Kim. We're talking about Nibiru as well.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is scary. It's very scary. But you got to think, too, if you get hit with an EMP, your cards ain't going to be no good anyway, so you ain't going to be able to buy, sell, trade, or eat, or anything. So, I mean, we're jacked all the way around, and they've jacked it up to benefit them, not us. So,
yeah.
But you're forgetting, they've rejected Christ. They're not going to be protected. All their money is not going to protect them. But it's promised in the Bible that the Lord looks after his own. So everybody accepted the Lord and is under the blood. Their needs will be met. That's God's promise, and he never breaks a promise. But they're gone, you know what I mean? It'll come a time. They can't eat money. They can't eat gold. They can't eat their yachts. They can't eat their fancy clothes. Well, it might come down to that, they might. But they're not under God's protection because they rejected Christ. So
Well, Jim is he says that the United States is the mystery Babylon that it talks about in Revelation. That's what he says, So
he's not the only one that said that. There's been others that have said that too. Even prophets have said that.
Yeah.
Kim Clement, as a matter of fact, had said that in some of his speeches that he's gave in his pathetic words. Mm-hmm. And you listen to what's her name? Malachi?
Amanda Grace.
Yes. She's even said some of that in some of her past speeches and stuff as well. So,
Well, I always thought that part in the Bible, right, where it says about the great city or whatever, burning on fire, and nobody would be
mm,
able to trade with her anymore, or anything, and
yeah,
people would be on the ships watching it burn from afar.
yeah,
America always popped into my head when I was reading that. Uh, Now, there's been prophecies given that that Statue of Liberty and that there's going to be destroyed. New York's
yeah,
going to be destroyed,
yeah,
but you have to test the spirit, of these prophecies. You don't just, if somebody comes and gives you a prophecy, just don't
right,
go, oh, I believe them because I like that person. You have to pray into that, and you ask the Lord directly,
yeah,
is this prophecy from him or not? And for
yeah,
him to confirm it. The Lord's given me a few prophecies and I've given it out a few times, but because I'm not a big name, nobody takes any notice. And I have had it
yeah,
confirmed through other people, about Australia and about here, in Northern Ireland. And I've been giving them out for must be at least 10 years now. So you have to test everything, even if you have received something, you have to test it to make sure that.
yeah. Hi, Sandra. How are you, sweetie?
Well, Jim called me, and I didn't know this. He told me that the USS Truman Strike Force was either in the Mediterranean or headed to the Mediterranean. And if Magoo says declares Ukraine as a no-fly zone, he said that's the trigger.
It's on your end, that interference, because there's too many, in America complaining about the interference and StreamYard and all tonight. There's something going on.
Hmm.
Well, everything seems to be speeding up. It's
Yeah,
just
the birth
Yeah, it
pains.
is.
so much every day.
Mhm.
Yep.
Check out the channel, The Two Preachers.
Yeah, I've
And
seen their
I
stuff.
watched it earlier and I was blown away. There was one thing that I'd never seen. Well, two things stood out to me. The bit on the sea, that salt water doesn't freeze, and if it freezes, it has to be at a really low temperature, seriously low. And they were walking out on that in Syria, wasn't it? And they weren't dressed up in winter clothes, but that's the thing that stood out. Here's me if the temperature's so cold that even salt water freezes. Why are they not all wrapped up in scarves and coats and everything? Here's me, that's
Hmm.
strange. And the bit
Yeah.
on at the side of the lake where the ice was coming out just on the edge of the lake onto the land, and it kept coming and coming, and I'm going, what the heck is that? You'd
Hmm.
swear something that was there just on the edge of the water. The water wasn't froze, but this ice was coming up and moving, and you'd swear something was pushing it up.
Yeah,
And
and
I'm,
it's like crackling and
yeah,
rolling on each other. I saw that.
did you see that? I
Hmm.
couldn't. Here's me, how the heck? But I never seen anything like that in my life. And another thing, do you know them dust swirls that was
Hmm.
going by? Here's me, the only time I've ever seen them when I was a child, in the wee movies and cartoons, with the genie. And he says,
Hmm.
but now we're watching them in reality
Hmm.
and constantly.
Hmm.
Anzalone, you got your work cut out for you if you're uh, scraping floors. Bless your heart.
Hmm. Well, I got a question for Deb.
All right.
Yeah. Um, what's your plan if something happened and you and your husband had to evac your house and you had to you had to get out of that area? What would y'all do?
Hmm.
And you couldn't go to other families. You couldn't even communicate with them and see if you could come there. What would you do? Would you resort to going to the forest and living and?
Well, we had a place in Alabama,
Mm-hmm.
but we broke down and sold it. And we're looking for some land, but we haven't found anything. Every time you find something you like, it's under contract. So at this point in time, I don't really have a plan for that. We did have for years,
Yeah.
but now I don't know.
I don't have a mag. Do you have a mag? A mutual assistance group, where a group of people, that you can y'all band together?
A small group, but a lot of them are family, and they live further out than what we do.
Oh.
So,
Hmm.
but
You
yeah,
know,
we need a group.
yeah, I was me and Jim was talking about that, and I was like, he asked me what I was going to do. I said, I don't have a mag, I'm by myself, and
Yeah.
And I said I guess I can try to come to where you are, and I said, but the problem with that is the roads may be gridlocked and you can't move,
Yep.
can't even move, and even if they wasn't, that don't mean when I got there that you'd be there. If the phones
Yep.
was down, I couldn't communicate with you. I'd get there and you'd be gone.
Yep.
You'd already took off.
Now I did see an article earlier today saying that Magoo said that he put out a warning or a suggestion to all the governors across the states to be prepared and to send out the guard something to do with the infrastructure.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. I wish was that an article?
It was, I'll have to look back on my phone and
Man, I'd like to read that.
see if I can.
That's
Yeah.
big, y'all. That's big.
Yeah. So he and Magoo's left here. He's not here now. He's not in the US. He flew out of the country.
You're kidding.
No, yeah, he's flown out of the country.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
You bet-
right in the middle of all this.
Yeah.
Better not come here.
No, he's going over to the Midwestern countries over there to meet with some of the leaders
Some
over
of the
there.
NATO.
Mhm.
You know what? I can't help but keep mentioning Jim's name, but he said whenever you see the president or something like that getting out of Dodge, he goes, you better be watching.
Uh-huh.
When they're bugging out.
Well, we're being infiltrated from within.
Oh yeah.
We all know that. We know that's why they come across the southern place down there.
Yep.
And we know that a lot of these are fighting age people, and some of them are being pawned off as young students in schools and things like that, and they're not, and it's pretty sick. It's pretty sick, and they're being funded. And I even heard another article saying that that our federal people here are the ones that are funding the war with Russia and the Ukraine.
Well, of course we are.
And I'm like, our country just can't keep its nose out of nothing.
Mm-mm. Everybody's in everybody's pocket.
When
Yeah.
there's a war, right? Always do your homework. Who benefits financially from the war?
Yep. That's why they do it.
Mhm.
That and lower the population.
Yeah.
Oh, Stan Zalone said Magoo was headed to Poland.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yep. Right there in the middle of it. And he's going to meet with some of the high NATO heads. And, common sense would tell you that's stupid. You know, if one of these other countries wanted to
Yep.
make a hit there and take all of them out,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's crazy.
Would that be a bad thing?
Ooh,
They-
ooh. Depends on
We'll
what
let the
happens.
Lord strike them with a bolt of lightning or two over there, okay?
Depends on who steps up in his place.
Tell me this. Is
Oh, my-
Chemical going with him?
No.
no,
No.
they wouldn't have
Kidding.
both of them together like that.
Well,
Okay.
unwritten law is you should never have the president and vice president on the same plane. But they supposedly
Right.
travel together a lot.
Well, he's not the president.
Right, right.
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
if you looked at I usually don't talk about this stuff on my channel, but however, if you look at some of the footage and stuff um, from the State of the Union address, and you watch some of the footage that's been put out, and you see Miss P sitting back there, and she's all when he's talking about stuff, and she's rubbing her hands like this, and then stands up and
Mhm.
gives this weird, freaky look, and then sits back down, you know. And I'm like, when they're talking about these people and talking about the toxic gas and all this stuff, and she's just smiling, just real big, and like, I'm like, what was that all about? Are you glad that these people are sick and dying and losing their lives because of the chemicals that they're inhaling and they're
Right.
you're twisted.
Mhm.
I'm
You're
gonna
twisted.
see if
Go drink you some more vodka.
this was leaving my house yesterday morning. I'm gonna try to get where y'all can see it.
Let me put you up on screen here.
Chemtrails.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
isn't that
Yep,
lovely?
right here.
Hmm.
Now I can't get it to focus.
You want to see it out my back during the summer some
Anyway,
days? It's like a crisscross pattern going on in the sky.
did you see that the other morning?
I
Mm.
find that my breathing is affected. So when I see that, in the
Mhm.
sky like that, I stay in that day and keep the doors and the windows closed, because whatever it is that particles that they're dropping, it really affects my breathing. Anybody with asthma or breathing difficulties or anything always say that when they notice the name chemtrails, yeah, that's bad. That's
Mhm.
what it's like out my back during the summer before now the lock-in. It was like
Mhm.
that. Since there's very little planes moving about, it isn't as bad for the past 2 years. But as soon as it's back to normal again, it'll be as bad. But
It
anybody
happens here
with breathing-
every day, day in and day out. I mean, every
Yep.
day I can count. There's at least 20 to 30 of them every day, 8 to 10 times a day. You see them zooming
Yes.
everywhere.
Yep.
And
And they
I mean,
used to tell you.
I could film that stuff all day long.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And
You know.
they used to tell you, it was because of the temperature that the planes were flying at the sky. But now it's all different days. It's when it's 90 degrees. It's when it's cold.
Yep.
It's every day.
You can tell when it's
Especially,
normal because if-
welcome, Jim. Did you share that video with Jim?
No.
Hey, Jim.
Oh. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it's just right before they get ready for it to get cold,
Mm-hmm.
and it's right before it gets ready to rain.
Yep.
And stuff like that. They're just like zooming and zooming. And you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that movie Day After Tomorrow. If
Yeah.
you've ever seen the movie Day After Tomorrow, the three big cyclones that they have that are spinning, and then all of a sudden the temperature drops below these really deep freezes where the helicopters freeze and everything, the aircraft, everything just freezes. Yep. You have to ask yourself, are they working on trying to pull some kind of stunt like that with all this advanced technology they have.
Well,
I mean, I have some weird thoughts go through my heads, and
right. Can I ask, do any of y'all, do you find yourselves getting angrier, easier, more quicker? I am. And I know I'm working more and I'm tired. But even before that, I could feel it. Like just driving, just everything. People at work, and it's not my nature. And I'd be like, I'm fixing to hurt somebody. And it's like, so, and it's getting hard to hold it in.
Yeah, it is. It is, and it's
so I'm not
everybody, even with the
surprised.
kids.
Everybody,
The
yes.
Yeah, the kids
So-
are more snappy and irritable.
At the start of the lock-in, I was furious, mad, angry, sitting watching the news, shouting at the TV. When my son came in or my husband came in from work, you know, I was ranting and raving because, you know, what they were doing and the American, what they were doing here and what they were doing there and all. And he go, what the heck is, and then I see after my son came in one day and goes, turn that TV off. And I did, and that was it. I don't watch the ordinary news. I just, you know, pay attention what's going on YouTube and that. And I just got that peace and the calm. But I've noticed it in other people. You know, they're just from 0 to 60 in a split of a second. And I'm going, what the heck? You know what I mean? Calm down. You know, just flying off the hook for the least, you know, wee thing. I have noticed also,
That's
I've
funny.
said this before, you know, the thing, people that got the thing,
Yeah,
I've noticed the change in their personality,
yeah,
big
yeah.
change in their person. And I noticed this a long, you know, time ago when I started with that.
Yep.
And is it my imagination? And then I said to the husband about it. Here's me, I'm noticing a slight change in, you know, some people's personality that I personally know.
Yep.
And then on YouTube, definitely, I've noticed that change.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And if it's not anger, it's severe depression. My daughter, 3 of her friends in the last 8 months. Now she's grown, married with 2 kids, but 3 of her friends she went to school with have all committed suicide.
Oh,
Jim, I don't know anybody in North Carolina that would have sent you a package, sir. Do any of y'all? He's asking the questions in the chat room.
no.
Nope.
Hey, Deb, tell Jim where Magoo is headed.
Poland.
Yeah. He's headed to Poland, Jim. Remember what you said. Whenever you
Hopefully
see
he'll stay there.
when they see him fleeing the country.
Going to meet some big wheels of NATO.
Well, see, I don't have Jim Cope's link or email, so I can't send him a link
Yeah.
to join up on the chat room. You would have to do that if he would like to come up here, JW.
He just got home. I don't know if he can either.
Warsaw.
I was starting out in the back one day watching the, you know, these chemtrails, and I went up and got my binoculars and I brought them down. I stood in the back and I watched one of the planes going over, and it wasn't an ordinary plane, and it was like one of those planes that would be filled with insecticide, you know, that you'd see, and you could see the 2 things in each wing that was spraying it out from the, you know,
Yeah.
it wasn't just an ordinary plane. So when the husband, he had just arrived from work, he goes, what are you doing? Here's me, come here, do you see this? And I said, see that plane up there? That's not an ordinary passenger plane. I says, look up, I says, and you'll see, and he's standing looking up, and I says, see the 2 things on each side? That's like one of them sprayer planes that you see spraying crops. And he said, right enough. Here's me, what are they spraying up there? And I was so close to ringing the airport and asking them, you know, about the sprayer plane that was going over. Here's me, they probably just put the phone down on me.
Well, you know, if it's from the heat of the engine putting out and the cold air, Wouldn't there be more than one stream?
Mhm.
I mean, planes have multiple engines.
Yeah.
With an ordinary one now, when they're burning fuel to take off, you'll always see that they're at an angle, and you'll see that coming behind them. But as they're moving away, it's disappearing very quick. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
that's a normal one. You know, as they're gaining
Right.
altitude. But these lot are flying over straight. From the moment that you can see the direction it came from on the horizon, there's the white trail, and the moment it leaves, there's the white trail. None of it's disappeared, and it hovers around there for a couple of hours, and it starts spreading out to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Dane Wigington, he talks about that a lot. He's very vocal about the chemtrails and all the stuff that they're doing. And so, you know, if you want to listen to somebody talk about them, Dane Wigington is a good guy to listen to about the way they talk about these chemtrails. He's a very big advocate about those. And you was talking about binoculars. These are my old military issue binoculars.
Yeah.
I would like to ask Jim, why by the 19th of April? If y'all see what he put in chat.
Yeah, I see what he said there.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
What's the significance of the 19th of April?
The 19th of April?
Well, he first said it'd go down around the 25th or the end of the month.
Right, but it says it's got to be by the 19th of April, or is he just saying maybe?
No, he's saying that he said it all could go down by the 25th or by the end of the month, but he said everything has been set by the 19th.
By the 19th.
Yeah.
Right.
Passover.
And they have to do it before the midterm elections.
Oh yeah.
You know, they're gonna try to pull something out for the midterm elections because they know they're losing their tails.
Well,
I mean, there was already a bunch of Republican judges elected in certain states already because people didn't want to vote Democrat.
yeah, but they have their own plan. They're not panicking. They're not that concerned. They have something planned again.
Right.
They're not getting upset about the election. Just like, whatever.
Well, I was watching a movie earlier today, and it had a couple of the comedians in it, and they were showing the brother got in trouble, and the two that was running for office, the female had some stuff done and was taking pictures of the opponent's brother because he was always accident prone, getting into a lot of stuff, you know, and she had guys setting fires and stuff, but the pictures that were taken made it look like the opponent's brother was doing it. But the guy that was taking the pictures had pictures of both of them, and which showed the real truth. And then the brother had figured out what was going on, and he broke in and he stole the records from this one town and went back and told them, said, look, he said, this can't be right because there's only a population of 15,000. So how could 20-something thousand people vote?
That's right.
You know? So,
Thank you, Jim. I don't know, but it's definitely ramping up. Some days I just wish something would happen and be done.
Yeah.
You sound just like Jim, man.
Other days I'm like, careful what you wish for here, because it may not be what you want.
You know.
But I do.
Yeah.
I get frustrated. I'm like, oh my God, just do it. Let's just move on.
Gosh, you sound just like Jim Cole.
but I know
Oh,
there's
I
a lot of
can be-
people.
I could be Jim's
ahead.
triplet.
Yeah, he says that all the time. He says, just do it. Just do it. Somebody mash a button or something. Just do it.
Right.
I know a lot of people are saying too, if you've got money in the bank, that you need to get it out. You know, I've been seeing that a lot from people
Oh
Um,
yeah,
on a
that's
lot of different,
almost every channel I go to.
you know,
Yep.
put it in precious metals or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
You
Keeping
can't
up.
eat metal. It's going to come a time gold and silver will be worthless, absolutely worthless.
But it will be way after your paper money's gone.
yeah,
uh-huh.
yeah.
People can't take, money. They can't take gold. They can't take silver. It will be, for the necessities that they'll want. There'll be bartering as well.
Yeah.
It'll go
Well,
back to the bartering.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do is think about bartering.
Yeah.
And I've got like some seeds and stuff put up, but I think I'm going to go get some more and freeze them
Mhm.
because, if you can't get food, that's going to be a good thing to have.
Mhm.
Okay, but Miss Deb, if you freeze them, what happens when the power goes out?
I use my solar generator on my freezer.
Okay.
That's why I have it to run my freezer.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, I was debating on whether to spend the money to get one of those or not.
Yeah.
Well, first thing you got to establish on that is your freezer. How many watts is it? That's crucial to know how many watts it is.
Well, now
I forgot. I have two. One's a really small chest freezer, and that would be
Mhm.
where those would be. And the other one's about twice that size. It's out in the shop. So
Well, the chest size freezer is around 300 watts.
yeah,
Is it just like 2 by 3?
yeah,
Is it okay? Yeah, it's about 300 watts.
yeah.
And the one out in your shed, that's probably at least 500 right there.
Yeah, it's a good size out there.
Yeah.
But
I think when I bought mine, it's a small chest freezer. I think it said it holds like 125 pounds worth of meat,
mhm.
150 pounds worth of meat, somewhere around there.
But I come up with a solution. I think this is good. This is if you don't have no big generator, I mean a solar generator, and what I'm trying to say is, all right, say if you've got one of them small chest 2 by 3 chest freezers, they're small, and you don't have nothing to run like this big refrigerator behind me. It's just an average size. It don't have no ice maker or nothing. But here's a way to refrigerate things. A minimum of things is get you one of those little small refrigerators. They're probably maybe like 3 foot high.
Yeah.
You could use that to keep your stuff cold if the power was out, and your little your little chest freezer. That's the solution I come up with. So you're probably looking at about. I'm probably thinking about 600 watts, probably.
Mhm.
Yeah, the solar generator I was looking at was over $2,000.
Woo!
Yeah.
Was it 4 Patriots?
It's to run a big refrigerator or freezer.
Yeah.
I mean, was it by 4 Patriots?
I don't even remember how many watts that solar generator is.
Yeah,
Is that solar
2,000?
power
yeah.
the one you were looking at?
I can't remember.
Miss Kim, is that solar powered?
Do what?
Was it solar powered? The one that you were
You're
looking at?
breaking up on me. Yeah, it comes with the solar panels and all.
Yeah. Well, what happens if there's a dust cloud goes up and blocks the sun?
Huh?
She said, "What if there is no sun?"
Oh, well, I guess we're just crap out of luck. All of us.
I have a good solution.
Yes.
You know what I mean? For don't eat meat.
Well, when shit hits the fan like that, Malachi, we probably won't have no choice. We probably won't be eating a lot of meat unless what we got canned, you know, and stuff. But yeah, I understand what you're saying because, you know, some volcanoes could go off. You know, a lot of different things could happen. As far as we know, they could be shooting laser beams at the sun, causing the solar flares to be coming out. We don't know, you know, with all the stuff they have up there floating around up there. I mean, who's to say that they're not? But who's to say that they are? They know if they are or not. We don't. We can just speculate, you know. So
It just shows you about a handful of insane, totally insane people are ruling the world.
yeah, and their offsprings.
Well, there's more of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but are we going to get together and go track them all down? We can't go do that.
Well, I've got my hat and I've got my Star Wars saber.
And you got your pink flamingo, right?
Yep.
Oh,
That pink flamingo means business when he gets angry, believe me.
oh, Jim says the solar power will work on a cloudy days because
Yeah.
it's UV rays that gets through to operate it.
Mm-hmm.
But see, in a nuclear war, when that ash cloud goes up, that's all blocked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't want to be
Yeah.
even going outside anyway. Then
Mm-mm.
you'd want to already have your solar panel set up outside with your wires running through a window or something
Yep.
into, you know.
I was thinking about buying one of them, you call them jackeries over here, and
Yeah.
they charge your phone, and you know, you can. I says to Tommy, I'm seriously thinking about buying one. I says, to use from a kettle, the two things in your house, right, that is really eats into your electric. The worst one in your house is your electric kettle.
Marge,
that-
that's good that you did that.
Electric
Jack
kettle.
Black fella, you know. So I wanted one to set in the kitchen for the electric kettle and a lamp, and one to run my TV off. And I says during the summer you're out. I'm out most of the time outside anyway. So and I've got my camping lights. So
I bet that electric kettle is about 1,500 watts. I bet you anything it is.
it was an electrician that actually told me that. He says the thing that puts and tumble dryers, electric kettle and tumble dryer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't use. Here's the thing, right? Women buy a tumble dryer to tumble dry their clothes. They spend a fortune on tumble dryer sheets and things to make their clothes smell as if they're lying fresh. They spend an absolute fortune. Why don't they just put their washing out in the line?
Well, I guess some places you can't do that. I guess if you're inside I don't know.
You know, they're trying to get
Now,
their
when I
clothes
lived in the house, I had a clothesline that I could put clothes out. When I lived in the house, I had a clothesline in the backyard, you know, but living in an apartment, you can't do that.
Mhm.
You know, you either hang them up on hangers and hang them in your bathroom and let them dry, but you can't hang them out on the deck. You can't do none of that, you know.
Let me tell you what I
Um,
do. My dryer went out, y'all, and I tried. It was the belt. Well, I thought it was the belt, but it wasn't. It was the motor was locked up. So anyway, I don't have a dryer, so when I wash my clothes, I take them into my room, and I will either hang them on a hanger, the wet clothes, or I will try to find a nail to hang them on on the wall to let them dry. But the secret, I've learned this: the secret to having, if you don't use a fabric softener, your bath towels, when they dry, they will feel like cardboard. So fabric softener is the key to keep them from feeling like cardboard, you know.
Mhm.
That's
True.
what
I was using it for years and putting extra in, to try and get the towels, to stay soft. And they were coming out rock hard. And also, we were itching. My sons were scratching and scratching, and I was scratching. And it was the fabric softener. It ruins your tiles, it
Hmm.
ruins some of your clothes. And also, it gives you, a reaction that causes that itching on your skin. And I stopped using it totally, and the itching stopped, and my tiles are nice and soft. And I use a wee scoop, of Unstoppables to make them smell nice,
Hmm.
and that doesn't make them
Hmm.
hard either, you know. But for years, I thought I'm doing this wrong. Why are my tiles coming out, and they're ruined, they're hard. But that's what it's doing, the fabric softener, and the dye in it is making people itch.
Hmm. Maybe it was that certain fabric softener you was using.
It's the same sort of thing in the mall. There was Lenore, there was Comfort, there was. I went through it all, and it was the same result with them all. And here's me, and my sons are going, "Don't be putting that in the washing. It's making me all itchy." And the bedding and that, they were lying in bed scratching and raw, and I'm going. They're going, "It's your soap powder. It's that soap powder." And I kept changing the soap powder. It wasn't the soap powder. It was the fabric conditioner. And it also dulls your colors. Like if you have a jet black pair of jeans or a jumper that you put in a wash, when it comes out, it's faded. It fades your color.
Hmm.
Yeah. I know when I had to switch from the original old Tide and the original Downy fabric softener. Now, because they didn't make it, they started putting all this other stuff in it. It affected Sierra and it affected Sydney. So I've had to, change around because my daughter Linda, she was allergic to certain fabric, a laundry soap and stuff when she was little. So I had to wash all of her stuff in ivory, just straight up ivory.
Hmm.
So all of her stuff had to be washed separate from everybody else's
I like
and bleach.
I like using that laundry sanitizer. You know what I'm talking about? That laundry sanitizer that you put it in the corner on the top of your wash machine, the little thing where you pour for your bleach in.
Yeah.
I like using the Clorox laundry sanitizer. I'll pour a little bit in that, just to sanitize my clothes.
A lot of people just use straight up white vinegar.
Oh yeah, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of people will just wash their clothes in just vinegar.
Doesn't that make them stink? Smell like vinegar?
It does give them a little bit of an odor, yeah.
Oh,
But the vinegar will it doesn't only disinfect your clothes, but it also helps keep your washer from building up on the inside because you
hmm.
got your inside barrel there where you're putting all your fabric softeners and all that stuff in there.
Yeah.
Well, on the outside, it's building up on that because when you take the washer apart, it's in layers, and that drum has got a lot of stuff built up on it.
Hmm.
So, and they say a lot of that stuff, like the new stuff they come out with those little pods to throw in your washers and stuff. A lot of them will tell you don't use them pods because they will mess up your wash machine and they will also stuff up the lines and stuff for your
Hmm.
drainage lines and stuff.
I thought they just disintegrated.
I don't know. They're supposed to, but and I'm like, well, they got the same thing for dishwashers. So does that mean don't use them in dishwasher? Just get the ones that are already like the chunk of salt or chunk, or whatever, and not use them because it will mess up the dishwasher as well.
Mm. Deb, what do you use? Do you use a powder or a pod or a liquid in your laundry?
I use powder.
Do you?
Hmm.
Me too. But I do have some liquid stuff over there as well. So
Jim said just use Drano.
to catch the rainwater, yeah. And wash them in a bucket and use a clean plunger. Just plunge them with a plunger.
Yeah.
Or your feet. You use your feet to do it.
How would you
I
like
remember having to go to the creek and wash clothes at the creek and using lye soap to wash clothes and scrubbing them on the rocks and stuff when I was a kid.
Wow. I'm just about to say, Kim, you and Deb, how would y'all like to use one of them rub boards like that? And
I used to have 6 of those scrub boards. I wish I still had them,
Man,
except they got burned up in the fire when the trailer caught fire. I lost a lot of stuff.
she's got some unstoppables there.
Yeah. And those are good to put in. You can take a handful of those and put them in a spray bottle and heat that, get hot water to dissolve them. And you can spray your stuff around your house and make it smell good. Those are good for air freshening.
I tried that and I didn't like it. It didn't smell the same because it was too concentrated. I have this spray stuff, Fabulosa, and it comes out in foam, and you spray it, over your like upholstery and over your bed and over your carpets. And oh my goodness, it smells gorgeous, and it lasts for about 2 to 3 days. I have a thing with spraying, and I have my wee oil melter thing here, or candle wax melt, that I've always perfumes or something going on in the house, because I have a thing about walking into your house, and there's a nice, that's your house smells lovely.
Yeah.
Even Miss got it on that scarf.
Suburban, I remember using the ringer washer, and my hair was really long, and my hair got curled up in that ringer washer. Yeah, that was fun.
The thing is, with washing machines, I always check if I'm in somebody's house. I'll open the door of their washing machine, where you put the soap dispenser and all in, to see if it's clean. And sometimes you go, oh my goodness, and I close it again and go, do you not wash? When's the last time you washed that drawer out in there? Do you see that crud? And there's mold and stuff. No, you have to clean. Yes, you have to clean that out, every so often.
Yeah.
And you have to clean around, where the rubber is, because there's black mold and dirt. You put it, like kitchen roll in your hand and rub it around the inside of that rubber. You'd be surprised what comes off it. And you need to clean that. There's no point washing your clothes in a dirty bacteria washing machine. You know what I mean? It has to be clean to get the clothes clean, and you do that every couple of weeks. Mine's just spotless. And what's the other thing? Vacuum cleaners. People don't clean their vacuum cleaners out. They don't wash it. They don't wash the wee filter and let it dry and put it in. And then every time they put it on, there's a stink, in the room, and it's coming out of the filter in their vacuum cleaner. And I'm going, no, I take it out the back. I empty that out, wash all the inside. There's a wee antibacterial thing that I buy, and it smells gorgeous. And I clean it all with that. Wash the filters. That will give them a good shake against the wall. To get you want to see the dust comes out of them. And then I give it and let it dry, and then put it in. So when I'm vacuuming, there's a nice smell comes in the room, not that heavy oil. Oh, my daddy never cleaned the vacuum cleaner filters out in his life, and every time he put it on, oh my goodness, you're going, Daddy, that stinks. And I used to go out then and take it apart and clean the whole inside and take the filters out and clean them and wash them and put it in. And you used to get these wee things that you put in your vacuum. They're like the shape of a wee bullet, and they sent it
Yeah.
so it puts out the lovely. Well, he would buy them, but he wouldn't clean his vacuum, and he would just stick it in it. So you got that heavy stink and a bit of floral
Yeah.
as well. You know, you don't just to clean it and then put that in.
I tell you
Yeah,
what,
I
made
take
me
the
mad.
filters.
Go ahead, man.
JW. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say what made me mad was I had a blue 5-gallon bucket that I used for mop water, and I always when I get through with it, I always take it outside to the side over here and I turn it upside down so it'll drain. I went up there one day and I picked it up and looked inside it. There was 2 snails that attached to the side. I said, "Man, what is 2 snails attached to the side of this mop bucket for?" That made me so mad. I said, "I can't even use this now. I am just totally creeped out right now." So I set it outside because I'm not gonna. I don't know what kind of bacteria they got, so I'm not gonna stick my mop down in there. And so I set it outside, and the storm got it, and I heard it blowing around in the street. I could hear it tumbling. Dug, 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 dug. I said, "Well, go on now. You need to find you a new home. You ain't come back here."
I just need
But
to
what I
hire
was-
Malachi to come to my house and do all that for me.
Yeah.
I'm working all the time. I don't even want anybody to come in my house right now.
When
Yeah.
I run out of things to clean in my house, I go round to my son's and I do his. And
Oh,
he has a habit of he'll mop the floor and then he'll let the bucket sit in the corner with the water still in it and the mop in it. And I'm going, will you stop doing that? You know, the bacteria in that. You throw that out, rinse your bucket out so it's clean for the next time. Every time I go to mop my floors, the first thing I do is put my mop in the sink and I have the water, hot water going on it. I pour bleach all over it and I squelch it out and squelch it out and squelch it out and then rinse it well. So that means I have a seriously clean mop before I even start, to mop the floor. Sometimes I'll get down on my hands and knees even and do it, with the cloth and the spray, the flash spray. But he drives me nuts doing that. And here's me, the bacteria in that mop head will be disgusting,
Malachi, you would open my door and just turn and scream and run the other way. I am dead serious.
I need her to come here too to my place and
Right.
clean my place. Man, I'm talking about I want a thorough spring cleaning. I'm talking about the ceilings wiped down, all the walls, the baseboards, everything.
She'd have to come stay with me a good month to get mine done.
And then start over again, right?
Yes, this time do it again.
I love
mean-
doing it, I used to do it at my mum's house. She was disabled and that. And I would go over and I would pull, when I'm vacuuming a living room, everything's vacuumed. I pull the sofa out, vacuum behind it,
Oh, good
behind the
Lord.
TV unit, the whole lot. Because if I'm sitting here, sometimes I'll do a quick vacuum, around just the room itself and not move a thing. And I'm sitting here going, I'd start to scratch. And I'm going, I know there's fluff, underneath that sofa.
Dust bunnies.
And I would scratch and see the
A
next day I
Spider.
got pulled out and there's hardly anything under it. But I, just to make sure that even if it looks clean, I have to go over it again. I have to get the wee disinfectant spray. I have to do my skirting boards. I have to do my radiators. I have to do that. And then see when I get it all done, I sit down and go, it just makes me so relaxed sitting in a hygienically clean room and lovely perfume in the air and stuff. And I have Tommy drove around the bend, because he'll come in and eat a bag of crisps and he'll sit there and I'm going, I hope you're going to wash your hands before you touch door handles and spread that grease around the house. He, if I go to a door handle and touch it and I get that grease in my hand, it drives me insane. And he's going, you're a fuss pot, you. And I'm, going on about this, that, and I'm going, Listen, if I get that greasy feeling in my fingers, that's me going nuts the rest of the day. No matter how many times I wash my hands, I can still feel that. I says, so don't touch my door handles unless you wash your hands after them crisps.
I do some of the same things that Malachi does, but back when I was younger, I would scrub down the walls, the doors, the light fixtures, and even the ceilings and stuff like that when I would do a once a month thorough cleaning throughout the whole house, because of smoke and stuff. And the kids is like, Mom, what are you doing? I said, we're doing our monthly cleaning, and they're like, we hate this. And I'm like, yeah, well, if you guys didn't go out and get all muddy and dirty and your dad wasn't all sleazy and greasy coming in the door, we wouldn't have to do this. So, and I'd have certain towels for them to clean their hands on and all that stuff, and wash all of it separate from everything else and stuff. Yeah, I was real bad. I'm not so bad no more, but I do vacuum, like she said, take the cushions off the couch, vacuum them, vacuum in around the crevices and stuff, and move it and stuff like that. Yeah, I do that because, kids have snacks, crumbs get here, get there. Yeah.
Hey, it's spring. It's time to do spring cleaning. So, Deb, when are you going to take the pictures, all the pictures off your walls and curtains and everything, the whole works?
Let's see. I'm sure they needed it about 5 years ago. But I'm hoping I can get another 5 years before I have to. When they come down, they staying down. That's why I don't do knickknacks. I'm not dusting all that. My mom had all these knickknacks everywhere, and I was the only girl out of 5 kids. So I would have to stay in while the boys went and played and help her wash, dry, and put them all back once a week. And to this day, I hate knickknacks. I don't want them. I'm not going to clean them, so why bother?
You're talking about like whatnot?
Yeah, like, little statues.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. No. Mm-mm. Any kind of little decor stuff you sit around like that. Yes. No. I have too many other things to do. I am not cleaning that stuff.
Yeah, I hate cleaning. I'm like you. I've gotten to the point where I don't like taking that curio cabinet apart and taking all them little tea sets out and cleaning them, dusting it, cleaning all that glass, and then having to put it all back.
Yeah, and Mom also learned me on aquariums and fish, because I would have to. She had this huge one. I know it was 6 foot, and once a week it was me and Mom taking all the fish out, cleaning the tank.
That's a job.
No, so
I hear you, Jim. I hear you.
Cleaning the gravel. Oh yeah,
I did that this afternoon. I'm not joking you. I was out with a rake all afternoon in my backyard, and I've all stones, fancy stones down, and I was raking it all down on my hands and knees, picking the wee bits of what do you call that? Moss out of it. Yeah. And I went from one end of the yard to the other, and it's all moss free. And I was on my knees doing it. And so I told Tommy tonight that I want 3 bags, of the fancy stones to top it up, to put over it. But no, I do weird things like that, and people come in and go, "What are you doing?" And you know what I mean? And even if they come in and I'm on my knees and I'm, mopping the floors on my hands and knees, why don't you use them up? Here's me. I like to do this once in a while, because even when you vacuum, right, and even when you mop, if you put your hand on the floor, you can feel like wee tiny bits of sand, that's come in. I says, so when I get down on my hands and knees with a cloth, there's no wee tiny bits of sand. It's all that's come in. I says, so when I get down on my hands and knees with a cloth, there's no
Where's that coming back from?
Tiny bits of sand. Who had the echo on?
I don't know. It's not mine.
Not mine.
But I'm a weirdo like that. I used to be really bad when I was younger, that I would clean to my hands bled. And it was a counsellor years ago, and she says, I want you to go out of the house, she says, and leave a pile of dishes in the sink.
Oh,
And I went,
goodness, Deb.
oh no, I like coming back into the house. I don't go out
Yeah.
until the house is spotless. And there's some days I can't go out because I haven't finished cleaning. And she says, no, I want you to go out, leave a pile of dishes in the sink. Here's me, but when I come in, those dishes will be waiting for me, and the whole time I'm out, I'll be thinking about those dishes in the sink. She says, I don't care, just do it. And see, that day I went out and left those dishes. I'm not joking you. I'm going, oh my goodness, those dishes is in that sink. What happens if somebody comes in, or one of my sons brings a friend in, and I have a whole pile of dirty dishes sitting there. And I did it. I went the whole day. Then I come in and I done the dishes. And she says, well, how'd you get on? Here's me, I done it. But the whole day I was thinking, somebody's going to come into my house. They're going to see dishes there and thinking I have a dirty house.
You know what I say, Malachi?
What?
If they come in and there's dishes in my sink, I'm like, hey, come on in, pull out a chair, grab you something to drink, do a few dishes, come on in. Make yourself at home. Come on
I knew you
in.
were coming, so I left them for you to do.
That's right. That's right. I knew that'd drive you crazy. There's just not enough hours in the day. Now, when the kids were here, I worried about that stuff, dishes, the clothes, work full time. But now it's me and him, and one of us gets to it. It's just, so it's just too much going on.
Like, I'm more relaxed now, compared to what I was in the 90s. It was awful living with me in the 90s. My mom, she came over one day and she goes, hey, you knock that carry on in the head. She says, a house is supposed to be lived in. She says, it's not supposed to be a wee mausoleum. And she says, you remind me of that thing. There's this thing out where women get into this and they can't stop doing this. That was before they knew about OCD,
That's funny.
But people hire people that have OCD to come around and do their housework because they know it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be
Marge.
hygienically clean. It's going to be everything in its place. I love to go into a place that's an absolute shambles and just go through it and have it sitting like a wee palace.
You need to be on a reality show then, where you can.
Honestly, I sit watching some of them shows. I had to stop watching some of them because I felt sick. I had to run out to the yard. I was going to be sick one night. The house was so bad, and I'm sitting here.
The hoarders.
Yeah, I was thinking hoarders.
I'm sitting watching it, going, they missed a bit. Oh no, they didn't clean that right. Oh, you don't use that on that. I'm sitting the whole way through.
I used to do general cleaning and stuff for businesses and lawyers' offices and stuff, and and some restaurants and stuff. And I'd have my youngest aunt and my cousin working with me, and they would just go in and hit a lick here and go in and hit a lick there, right? And I'd be like, man, I'm getting paid good money, and y'all are getting, I'm paying y'all for this. And it's my reputation. If you're not going to do a good job, get the hell out of my way and let me do it, because you ain't leaving this job looking like this. No. I mean, I would raise Cain with them. And Marge, see, don't let the possum in. Don't let the possum in.
All right, let me ask y'all a question.
She said the kids is supposed to let the possum in.
When y'all get up, when everybody gets up out of the bed, can you start your day if your bed is not made?
I do that every day.
Do you make your bed or do you leave it unmade?
Who's got time?
Oh,
No.
Oh no.
No, my bed's got to be made a certain way every day.
yeah.
And the pillows has got to be puffed and fluffed and set a certain way. And I will know if anybody's been in that bedroom and even just sit on the edge of that bed. I
hear
kid you not. And my kids are like, why I got to make the bed? I'm just going to mess it up when I get back in it. I said, that's not the point. Get in there and get that sheet on that bed, get it straightened out, get that blanket straightened out, get them pillows straightened out.
I did it. I did that for
Get
years.
them clothes picked up.
Preach the same thing to my kids, and now it's just not that important to me anymore. It's just not.
Oh, I have to have my bed, all sorted and my wee fancy cushions and all put on it. And then when he goes up for a lie down, it's basically useless cushions, you know what I mean? And he just pushes them over to the other side to get lying down. But no, I like the bed made. When the bed's made, the room looks made, if you know what I mean. And the nice fancy bedding on it and stuff. I'm very house proud, in case you hadn't noticed.
All right. Let me ask this question. On your toilet paper, when you put it on the roll, is the way you pull it, is that on the top of the roll or underneath it?
Underneath.
Underneath. That would drive me crazy.
Mine's over top.
Yeah.
Mine's over top.
But then when people pull it, instead of just snatching it to tear it, they put their hand on it and tear it. And then if you're next in line,
Yeah.
that drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Underneath.
Isn't that funny?
A lot of people have that issue about the toilet paper. Which way do you like it? Do you like it coming this way, or do you like it going this way?
I grew up with 4 brothers, and no, underneath.
I had 4 brothers too, Deb.
Oh, sorry,
Jim said, "Who gives a damn?" Just get a baby wipe and go on.
Don't even put it on the roll. Set it on the counter.
Oh, yeah, I do. Yes, right here. Yes, sometimes. Yeah.
We have.
Yeah. Yes.
I hold my toilet roll into the wee triangle, like you would get in the hotel. You ever noticed in the hotel the toilet roll is folded nicely? I fold it. Not every time. I'll do it when I'm give the bathroom, a good once over. Then I fold it like.
Why do you fold it? I don't understand that. I can't even visualize that.
I'll spend one time to show you.
Oh, now she's gonna go get the toilet paper roll, JW, and show you.
I can't
We're all
visualize
gonna learn how to fold the tissue. I'm with you. Oh my God.
She says when she does a thorough cleaning.
Can't go visit Malachi. You walk in the door, she's spraying you down with this hand, wiping you with this one. Don't come in yet.
The shoes are coming off.
Uh-oh.
Knowing her, she's probably got the plastic booty things that goes over your feet.
Yeah, so you can come in.
Yeah, look,
What is that?
She folded the end of the toilet paper roll.
Oh, okay.
Read what Suburban wrote.
See the wee point?
Yeah.
See your bathroom top? You press that part, the wee point part, onto your bathroom top, and it seals it down, the dampness of the water. And you get a wee round thing there, like a wee stamp.
Yeah, Malachi, we're not melting wax and using the A for Angela stamping on it where you got to break the seal to get the toilet paper. Okay,
that's funny.
Malachi's house is like a hotel.
Jim said, "Who gives a damn as long as the toilet paper wipes your ass?"
Well, wait a minute. Then we got several kinds of toilet paper, so.
Yeah.
Now listen to this.
He was easily embarrassed when you were out, and we were in the supermarket one day, and I don't know if we'll have what I call a bog roll, and he was in one aisle of the supermarket, and I was in the other, and I shouted over, "Daddy!" And he goes, "What?" And here's me. "Don't forget the bog roll." Well, look, his face went bright red. He was raging. But Andra,
JW was going to say something about the toilet paper, Malachi. Give it. Hold up a minute. What was it, JW?
My sister was married to this guy that he was so tight with his money. I'm talking about like super tight. And this is how tight he was. He was so tight that whenever he would buy 2-ply toilet paper, he would go home and he would pull it off the roll and separate the 2-ply. I'm telling you, he would. Now that's bad, ain't it?
That's beyond bad.
And then when he would
That's kind of asinine.
You know what that is? You know what that is? That's anal.
Is it?
Yeah.
Don't he know that he uses more toilet paper to wipe his ass after he pulls that
Right.
apart than he would if he just left it together?
Right.
Yeah.
Look,
my daddy showed me this years ago, right? How to save in toilet roll, right? So you fold it over like that, and you fold it over again, right? And you tear a wee piece out.
And you stick your finger through it.
Yeah.
For what? For what? What are you supposed
So-
to do with that?
So you wipe with your finger, and
No.
the wee bit,
Oh, no.
see the wee bit you pulled out?
You clean your nail.
That's for cleaning your nails.
Oh.
I heard that.
Oh.
you might as well just go on and get the shells, and like they do over in some of them foreign countries, to use to wipe your ass. I'm like, I hope no. Which side do you use, the rough edge or the smooth edge?
Whew.
And see, he was another way he was so tight was whenever he buy a bag of potato chips, he'd take them home and open them up, and he would count the potato chips and see how many he
He
got.
would what?
He would when he bought a bag of potato chips, he'd take it home, open it, spill it out on the table, and he would count the potato chips, see how many he got.
Oh God!
Yes, yeah. Now, could you be married to a man like that, Deb?
Oh my God!
It depends. I wouldn't mind a man like that as long as he was spending all the money that he was saving on me.
No, not enough money in the world. No.
Mm. Mm.
Now, yeah, that's good, Suburban. Read that, Malachi. Now we know why you don't like to touch doorknobs.
Hey, this ain't no kidding. I'm serious when I say this. My distributors in Tennessee, they're from Pakistan, and when you go in there, if you have to go in there and use the bathroom, you know there's no toilet paper around. I asked myself, why's there any toilet paper in here? He goes, we don't use toilet paper. I said, what? I said, well, y'all got some towels. He said, no, we use our hand. I said, what? He said, yeah. He goes, it's a religious thing. I'm like, oh no. I said, I can't shake your hand no more. I can't even fist pump no more. I can't do that.
Wait till you go in the kitchen to eat.
Oh. Oh.
If you were ever in somebody's house, God,
Lord
you
Have
help.
you ever wondered why around their cuticles it was always so brown?
Oh.
Kim.
if you were in somebody's house like that, right, and they offered you something to eat, you would ask for boiled eggs because they can't get their fingers into that.
Mm.
I'm sorry, but the door was open on that one.
You know, they probably don't use utensils over there either.
Oh
Oh.
God! Oh.
Mm.
Finger food.
Oh.
Lord
They
help.
they use that fried bread that they make and slop things up. Yeah. Oh God, I'm about to barf. My stomach is hurt. And I gotta go. Y'all excuse me, I'll be back. I gotta go.
You crazy girl.
I'm no worse than the rest of y'all.
That's
Oh
why,
my goodness.
you know, those old farmers that won't spend a penny on anything, you know, that's why they always have dogs. They always take the dog up with them to the loo.
Oh, oh,
No, now that's too much.
yeah.
Mm-mm. No.
You don't ever pet a farmer's dog. Could be anything on his back.
You see what Suburban wrote now?
How did we get on this subject?
I have no idea. It's something to do with all your cleaning habits.
It kind of just,
It always
Wow,
goes
okay.
downhill. She
Suburban
said they
said
don't use utensils. Ah,
that's true too. That's true. I mean,
I know.
I didn't, when I first heard it, I was like, no way. But then when I really found out, I was like, man,
It's bad enough that you don't know what you're eating.
yeah,
But at least make sure it's clean.
yeah.
I'd be really tiny if I had to go over there for a long time.
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious about how they handled it if they had diarrhea. That's what, you know.
I'm not even going there. Not even gonna answer.
Yeah, you know, I don't either. I don't want to try to figure it out, you know.
You know, that's probably a Jim Coat question.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I always used to think, you know, what did they use for toilet roll, you know, in the old days, you know, the Greeks and this, that, and the other. And I've done a bit of studying on it, and basically they had this thing built in, you know, to the wall. They all pooed and went to the toilet together. They would sit and have conversations. There would be two big rows and holes cut out, you know, in the stone, and it would drop down, you know. And basically what they had was a rag tied on to the end of a stick. And the worst job would be, you know, this person that came along that wiped for them. But they would all sit together, pooing and doing whatever. And it was a communal thing, you know.
That's
There's no
disgusting.
goodness. But that's true. And it
Oh.
showed you, you know, Scottish castles and all. There would be like a wee alcove in the wall, and they would poo in this alcove, and it would drop down outside, you know, of the castle wall.
That's
I wouldn't
Oh.
like to be walking by there.
no, that would be funky.
Oh, no.
I believe Jim had an answer.
Garden.
Garden hose.
Garden hose.
Woo.
That'd be like all three of y'all sitting beside each other, you know, going poo together, sitting there having a conversation.
No,
Wouldn't that be awkward?
beyond.
No chance.
Not to mention, whew,
Yeah. Deb says,
No.
no.
no. You remember years ago when, like, especially public bathrooms, they would have those cloth paper towel rolls, and you'd pull it down, dry your hands.
Uh-huh.
That used to drive me crazy because I was always thinking, okay, is it recycling through there, coming back through again?
Yeah,
I hated those things.
Oh, you're talking about the cloth ones.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, that
oh,
would roll
yeah.
back up.
Yeah.
Oh, they drove me crazy.
I know.
And
I
over
wondered
here
that
they used
too.
to have this shiny, cheap toilet roll, and it didn't do nothing. It didn't clean nothing. and it didn't absorb nothing, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
Government standard toilet roll. I don't know who come up with that idea.
Yeah, Jim, we used to use big maple leaves and oak leaves when we was out in the woods and had to go to the bathroom and didn't have toilet paper.
Yeah, I did that once when I was a child and ended up with worms.
Jim said just make sure you don't use poison ivy or poison oak or poison sumac, as far as that goes too.
See, last year, me and Tommy, when we were camping, decided to take this big walk around this edge of a golf course, and it went on for a brave wee while. And we decided to come back, and I'm going, oh, Tommy, I need to go, for a pee. I'm busting. So we're coming up this green, and I'm going, Tommy, I can't wait to get there. I really, really need to go. I have to go to the loo. So I couldn't hold it any longer, and I looks around, and here's me, right, you stand there, turn your back, and keep an eye, and I'll go into this long grass here. I says, and do my business, because I couldn't wait. I was going to wet myself. So I does the usual lady thing is where going the way we go for a pee, and the next minute I felt this strange thing on my bum, and I went. First of all, I thought it was a bit of long grass that touched my bum. And then the next minute, this pain hit, and I went, and my knees locked, and I couldn't get, and he had to grab my hand and pull me up. There, out of all that grass, was one nasty little jaggy nettle. Just one. And it hit me where the sun didn't shine. And the last of him. And I was doing the stiff-legged walk from there back to the car. And it started getting flamed, the way it starts coming up with a sting. And he couldn't move for laughing. Here's me. You tell anybody and you're dead.
Hold up. What hit you in the bum? What hit you in the bum?
A jaggy nettle. A nettle.
What's that?
A nettle, like a piece of pine straw needle that pokes you.
Oh, really?
Something sharp.
When you get stung, you come up with like a wee blister, a wee white blister, and boy, does it sting for hours. And I'd know to say for a jaggy nettle to use lemon juice or vinegar on it to neutralize the sting. Well, it was camping. I didn't have any of that with me, but I'm not.
It was
joking.
probably a porcupine needle that she got.
That's what it's like. It sticks out like that, the wee things on it. Right where the sun does it. Here's me, you nasty wee. You were sitting there waiting for me coming. Honestly, you want to see me trying to. I was walking like John Wayne.
You see what Jim put in the chat room?
I'd have stung her too if she was weeing on me.
Well, y'all, I'm gonna have to get off here.
Yeah. It says we've been on here like 2.5 hours. Only started at 7.
Yeah.
I don't know where StreamYard gets off saying 2.5 hours. They must be in another time zone. So,
Yeah. Right.
Oh goodness. But JW, thank you for helping me out with sharing that video of ICU. And I wish she could have popped in on us tonight. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But I understand she needs to spend time with her mom and stuff. So, and I'm glad she's keeping you up to date on her new adventure there.
Yeah.
And like you said, we just give all the praise to the Lord, and we'll continue to keep everybody in prayer. And God bless all y'all in the chat room that joined us tonight. And Miss Deb, I know you got work and stuff. And she's like, much love to everybody.
Man, Deb does a good one. Look at hers, man. I can't
Yeah, she got the fingers up now. I'm crooked, so I gotta keep them all down.
Man, perfect, man. I can't,
Yeah.
can't
Sure.
also.
I make some other signs too, but I better not show those.
You're bad.
See, here's the church. Here's the
There.
steeple. Open the
Open
door,
the
and
door,
here's
and
the
there's
people.
the people. Told you.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, okay,
This one.
Malachi.
This one.
Yeah. Good night, all. Mary, I said hi to you, honey. You probably didn't hear me earlier.
Hey,
We
Mary.
came into that room. But God bless you all. Pray peace be with everybody, and stay safe, stay warm, and know that God loves you. And we love you. And hugs to y'all. Jim, we'll catch you on the flip side, sir. And thank you for joining us. God bless
Enjoyed it,
you.
y'all.
All right,
See
y'all.
y'all later.
See y'all later.
Later.
Oh.
Let me get over here.